Lady GaGa is going through some mental breakdowns. And because of these mental breakdowns, it's causing her to have psychosomatic syndromes, which means the body's response to a mental stress. What is going on with Lady GaGa? I pray to God that this affliction will actually open this woman's mind to who she's actually warned against. If you remember years ago, she was afraid to go to sleep because she claimed that devils was infiltrating her dreams and caused her to have tremendous, horrific visions in the midnight hour. Recently, she took to the stage and she was talking about mental health and what happens when you have that mental health that actually beclouds your very reasons to a point. She's no longer herself. We also seen in previous years that she took a break off of the pop culture, only to come back with the same thing. Is God trying to save this woman? Let's keep her in prayer. But we must reveal how the devil is using her right now in this day and age. Welcome to my ongoing chronicles on Lady GaGa, Satanism.
The Gnostics also placed great stress on secret knowledge. great stress on secret knowledge that did not come by intellectual effort but was given by special revelation from Jesus. The Greek word for knowledge is gnosis, and it is because of their heavy emphasis on knowledge that they are called Gnostics. It is interesting to note that Paul was probably warning Timothy about Gnosticism when he said, "O Timothy, guard what is committed to your trust, avoiding the profane and idle babblings and contradictions of what is falsely called knowledge," gnosis. "By professing it, some have strayed concerning the faith. Grace be with you." Amen. Gnosticism can actually be defined as salvation by knowledge, because the Gnostics believed the true sons of God were saved through knowledge, not faith. And thus they believed knowledge was to be vastly superior to faith, which is probably why Paul placed so much emphasis on salvation by faith alone. Sin was not really an issue for the Gnostics because they saw salvation as the soul being freed from matter. To a Gnostic, the created world is the problem, not sin, and therefore Gnostics tend to be somewhat antinomian. Antinomianism is the belief that the moral law is of no use or obligation. Gnostics claimed that Christians were not actually responsible for what they did in the flesh and could not actually sin. We see echoes of this in the Christian belief that we are merely human and cannot be expected to live according to all of God's commandments. There was one sect called the Nicolaitans that existed in apostolic times who were very antinomian. They believed that since they opposed the God of creation, they must also oppose His law, Torah, that was given to the Israelites. This opposition to the God of creation, was a duty, and breaking His laws were considered a solemn obligation. Thomas Aquinas said that the Nicolaitans supported either polygamy or the holding of wives in common. Irenaeus, Hippolytus, and Epiphanius mentioned the Nicolaitans, and they stated that a deacon named Nicholas was actually the founder of the heresy. The Nicolaitans are the followers of that Nicholas, who was one of the 7 first ordained to the diaconate by the apostles. They led lives of unrestrained indulgence. The creator of these men is very plainly pointed out in the Apocalypse of John, when they are presented as teaching that it is a matter of indifference to practice adultery and to eat things sacrificed to idols. The Gnostic heresy known as Nicolaitanism was actually mentioned twice in the book of Revelation. The church at Ephesus is commended for hating the deeds of the Nicolaitans, Revelation 2:6, while the church in Pergamos is accused of holding to the doctrine of the Nicolaitans, Revelation 2:15. It's very clear that Yeshua, Jesus, hates the doctrine and deeds of the Nicolaitans who rejected the law of Yahweh. It's interesting to note the etymology of the word Nicolaitans, which is a combination of the Greek words Nico, meaning victory, and Laos, meaning people. Thus, the word may be taken to mean conquerors of the lay people. This might be a mere coincidence, since the name refers specifically to the followers Nicholas. However, it may have significance based on the fact that the Gnostics thought of themselves as superior to those who did not have that special knowledge. Either way, it is clear that Gnosticism was considered to be an enemy of the faith and was opposed by the apostles and early church leaders.
Thank you for tuning in to the Pastor's Chronicles. I had to actually make another page because the page that you are on is up for cancellation. So please, I made another page called the Pastor's Chronicles. Just scroll down and you see where it says other stations. Just click the subscription and also look at the Pastor Scott Hinton. That's where you will receive gospel messages. And also check me out on tpchronicles.com. That's my platform. That's my website. So you can enjoy more of truths and read articles and things of that nature. All right. And you can also go to my church website, amcministries.com. amcministries.com. And it's kind of like my gospel channel. it goes a little deeper with Bible study. So subscribe to that too. All right, peace.